Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat malam semua.
Waalaikumsalam.
Salam sir. Malam.
Yes.
Waalaikumsalam sir.
Waalaikumsalam sir.
Right. Can you see my screen, class?
Can sir.
Yes sir.
Yes sir.
Yes sir.
Okay, before we proceed with the new chapter, okay, I would like to discuss last week lab exercise kan, the simple
Yes.
exercise kan. Okay, so let's look at some of your answer ni. Okay, so we start with Wan Ashraf ni, yang yang exercise 3 tu kan, from the lecture notes ni. Wan Ashraf ada? Wan Ashraf?
Ada.
Alright. Okay, so okay, Wan Ashraf, if you do like this let's say if the answer is correct kan, and the question marks is for example maybe 5 marks so you will only get 1 marks. Okay,
Oh my.
because you didn't show the formal process
Oh.
So
Okay.
what is
So
the formal process kan?
that one I
I'm not
don't know.
saying
No, I'm
I'm
not sure.
saying your answer is wrong your answer is correct. However, supposedly you must show the process, the formal process the formal process, which is like this So you must first write down the equation or expression, then you must draw the process, okay, which as well as the table
Okay.
the table
And the
Right.
table. So mark the which equation I do first, and then I do a table.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, noted sir. Noted.
Okay. Okay, let's have a look at Siti Nur Farhana. Ada Siti Nur Farhana? Ada tak Siti Nur Farhana? Ada? Tak ada? Siti Nur Farhana? Siti Nur Farhana. Next time kelas nanti you guys rename balik you punya ni kalau nama yang pelik-pelik ni. Nanti saya tak boleh nak panggil nanti. Next class Okay. Tak ada Siti Nur Farhana? Ni example, okay. One example 20 betul 20. So this is also not 100% correct, okay? Because you didn't show the process, which process is the first process, drawing to although it is complicated but you know this is a learning process so you need to do it Okay, so this is not really 100% correct. Okay, because if you can see over here, okay, you combine the process 2, you combine everything, which is okay, not really how the process should be shown over here Okay, tengok mana yang betul yang 100% correct. Apa tadi? Siti Sarah Hanisa ada? Sarah Hanisa? Oh, Sarah Hanisa ada? Kenapa semua tak ada ni? Tak ada Sarah Hanisa. Sarah Hanisa. Tak ada Sarah Hanisa Tak ada pula Sarah Hanisa mana tadi? Saya tak buka lagi Sarah Hanisa. Ni macam betul kan? Okay, so the first one is this one. Okay. So how we determine whether it is first process or second process and so on? It is based on the hierarchy table ni kan. So the first one is the bracket ni. So we saw what inside of the bracket. Okay. Okay, so this is the first one is correct. Okay. And then the second one is the second process kan. The second process number 2 lah, second process. Number 2 second process number 2. Okay, 25 minus resultant of 1. Macam ni kan. Correct lah. Okay, resultant of 1 ni apa kan? What is the resultant 1 kan? So this is the resultant of 1 lah. Which is 18 kan. So 25 minus by 18 got 7. Okay, so process number 2 is correct. Process number 3 correct. Can. Then we got process number 4. This one first because it is the higher than multiplication in the hierarchy table. Okay, correct. And then process number 5, resultant number 3. Okay, resultant number 3 kan nampak? Resultant number 3 multiply by resultant number 4 kan? That's how you write it. Okay, correct. And then number 6, 2 plus resultant of 5. Okay. Okay, this is 100% correct. Some of you may write up until this point is correct. But you mostly, tak adalah mostly kan. Sometimes you forget to put down this process, which is also contribute some of the marks 0.5 ke macam itulah kan. Tengok macam mana kan. So this is the seventh process which is this one equal operator. Equal operator meaning that we store the resultant to a variable. In this case the variable is k kan. So what's the difference between variable equation and expression? If you still remember, if this is the expression, there's no equal kan, meaning that we didn't store. If expression something like this kan, meaning that we don't have the 7 process kan. 7 process is not there lah supposedly kan, tak ada kan. Okay, so no storing. No storing kan. So we got the results and the program use the result at that particular point and then that's it. Okay, the program is not going to recall again the value. Okay, the 20 value lah, in this case 20 value. Once it's done over here, that's it. It's not going to be used again because we didn't store it anywhere, okay, in any of the variables. So if we put equation, so we can store the value and the program can recall back, okay, the value of k anywhere in the program. Okay, after this after it execute this equation, next it can recall again, okay, the value of 20 because it is been stored in a variable. Alright, so this is correct 100% correct ni kan? Betul tak? Correct kan?
Sir, I want to ask.
Okay, apa?
Kenapa tak guna negatif 9? Nombor 1.
Nombor 1? Sorry, what?
Kenapa tak guna negatif 9 kali 2?
Negative 9 because this is not negative 9 kan? Negative 9, boleh ke? If you use negative 9 kan, and then what is the operator after that kan? No If it is negative 9, supposedly dapat tak kalau negatif 9?
Jawapan sama.
Sama kan? Sama, boleh lah maksudnya. Boleh juga lah maksudnya negatif 9. Boleh lah. Ini boleh, negatif 9 pun boleh lah. Tak ada masalah. As long as the answer is sama kan. Betul juga kan negatif 9. Negatif 9 saya tak try pula Betul lah tu Alright. Ada tak yang buat negatif 9 tadi? Siapa tadi? Siapa
Saya.
nama tadi? Siapa nama?
Afiq.
Afiq Syamsuddin. Ke
Afiq
Afiq
Asri.
Muhammad?
Atas lah.
Atas
Muhammad Afiq bin Muhammad Asri.
mana? Bin Muhammad Ghani.
Aha.
Okay. Alright, jom kita tengok. Oh. Belum dapat laptop Afiq
Ada.
Ada kenapa tak buat dekat laptop?
Oh, lupa.
Next time pakai laptop Mana ni nak tengok? Soalan nombor apa tadi? 1 Macam ni okey, dapat kan? Okey lah, boleh lah. Alright. Tapi jawapannya lain ni, 84. ni, tak dapat ni. 18, okay, and then 16.
Silap kira rasanya sir.
25 tolak 25
Patutnya 25 tambah
25 tambah apa?
result tentu.
Tambah result tentu. Result tentu kan ni.
Nanti dapat jawapan sama. Sebab bila negatif, dia rasa dia tolak lagi balik. So
patutnya 25 tolak 16 kan jawapannya ni. Ni supposedly not 25 minus lah. 25 tolak ataupun 25 plus lah. Okay? 25 plus resultant 2 kan. So you will get berapa?
the same answer.
Berapa ni supposedly?
4.
7 lah.
25 tolak 16 berapa? 7
Ya ke?
Pula
9 lah. 9 ke tak?
9 lah, betul lah 9 kan. 9 kan. Supposedly over here 9. The process correct, however the calculation is incorrect this is plus, plus lah. Okay. Mana-mana boleh as long as you do it correctly lah. Ni supposedly 20 juga Okay. Ini ada answer. Any other way that you want me to check? But the best way, the most correct way is this one okay? Follows the slide Alright. Li Jiachong ada, Li Jiachong ada. Okay. This is not 100% correct Li Jiachong The process the process. Okay, process Habibah.
Ada sir.
Ni pun tak ada, nanti next time kalau dah if you have the laptop then do in the Microsoft Word this again the process.
Alright,
Because all the assessment later on all the assessment, the test will be you need to write it down using Microsoft Word. So make sure you are familiar how to write down. Later on we are going to use the flowchart symbol that one you need to draw and paste your answer in Microsoft Word. Daripada kamu lukis better you use Microsoft Word because later on you can copy paste senang bukan copy paste give to your friend, no, copy paste some of the apa equal symbol. Okay, that's it. Simple exercise. So for tomorrow lab kan. Okay, for tomorrow lab there will be no live session. So what I'm going I need you guys to do is, okay, for tomorrow not today. For tomorrow go to Kalam and download this one go to week 2 and section 1 and 2 lab week question 2. Okay, download this question and during your lab session time okay, kalau pukul 8 pukul 10 lah. So do finish the question and submit the answer over here boleh for tomorrow lab session boleh kelas?
Boleh sir.
Boleh sir.
Boleh, sir.
Okay, so
Bila
attendance,
due date dia sir?
if possible within 2 hours lah.
Ini untuk awal
Boleh
sir.
Okay, if cannot before midnight tomorrow. Just a simple question Okay, let me show you. Simple exercise. Okay, this is the data type. Okay, about the data type. Okay, give some sample. So this is what kind of data type possible for this variable. And this is function. Okay, if you still remember. Okay, function. If this is a function given to you the parameter and the data, so what should be the result if apply with this function? Okay, simple. Refer back to the lecture note lecture slide tadi tu And then the difference between these 3 division operator. Okay, what are the different? Okay, explain briefly and put an example. Okay, simple example only So example equation using this one, what's the answer? This one, what the answer? This one, what is the answer? Okay, using the same value. Okay, and then this is similar with previous week exercise lah. Okay, something similar simple kan? Ni 15 minit, 15 minit already can be finished Alright. Okay, that's it about the lab. So today we are going to continue with chapter 3, which is sequential logic structure sequential sama logic structure. But before I start the lecture let's have a look at this video first
Behind all of the software that we use on a daily basis, there's a code being run with all sorts of different terms and symbols. Surprisingly, it can often be broken down into 3 simple programming structures called sequences, selections, and loops. These come together to form the most basic instructions and algorithms for all sorts of software. A sequence is a series of actions that are completed in a specific order. Action 1 is performed, then action 2, then 3, etc. until all of the actions in the sequence have been carried out. A sequence we do every day is a morning routine. You might wake up, drink some water, take a shower, eat breakfast, and so on. Everyone's routine is different, but they're all made up of a sequence of various actions. Selections are a bit different. Instead of following a specific order of events, they ask a question in order to figure out which path to take next. Let's say you go to brush your teeth and you find that you're out of toothpaste. You then ask, do I have any more toothpaste? If the answer is no, then you would add it to your shopping list. But if the answer is yes, then you would just use the toothpaste. This is really all a selection is doing, answering a question based on what it finds. The third programming structure is a loop. Like selections, loops also ask questions. However, the difference is they ask the same question over and over and over again until a certain task is complete. For example, take the act of hammering a nail. Even though you may not realize it, you're constantly asking yourself, is the nail all the way in? When the answer is no, you hammer the nail again. You continue to repeat this question until the answer is yes, and then you stop. Loops allow programmers to efficiently code repetitive tasks instead of having to write the same actions over and over again. These three programming structures may seem fairly simple on their own, but when combined, they can create some pretty complex software.
Okay, so there are three the difference between the three logic structure kan. So if you recall back from our syllabus kan, so we have sequential logic structure, we have decision logic structure, and we have loop logic structure. So we cover these three. So when combined, basically the program that we have today is the combination of these three simple logic structure lah. Okay, so what we are going to cover today is mainly about this one, PAC, IC, IPO. Okay, although we cover it in this chapter kan, which is sequential logic structure, but actually we are going to apply these three elements in all these three logic structure. Okay, not only for the sequential logic structure, for decision and looping as well. Okay, PAC, IC and IPO. Okay. Okay, so PAC, IC, IPO, and then we have pseudocode and algorithm. This will be covered next week. Okay, as long as with desk checking and flowchart. Okay, so what's the relationship between all these elements, class? Okay. Okay, so basically when we design a program, okay, when we design a program, it is either we use a non-module, structure, or a module structure. The module also what we call as a function. Okay, function. A module function, it is the same. Okay. So what is a module then? So this one we already cover the basic of the apa function ni? Yang kita cover apa? Lupa lah. Last week we cover the predefined function kan? Predefined function we cover over here. Okay, there are two types of function kan? Class, you still remember my explanation last week? This is predefined function.
Remember a bit.
Another one is what? What function?
Define function.
User defined function kan? Ni predefined Okay, user defined function. User defined function and predefined function. So basically predefined function is a function that already in the library kan? A specific library in the programming language environment kan? If you recall back, I explained that each of the programming language have its own specific library kan? So
Yes.
we call this predefined function from that particular library if you want to use it. So there is a mathematical function, string function, conversion function and so on. This is what we call as predefined function. Another one is user defined function. Okay, so what we are talking over here is not predefined function, okay, but user defined function. So mainly if a program is developed using a module or function concept, in one program we can have more than one function lah. Okay, what function ni? Let's say that we have one program. Okay, so we divide the program into sub module. And then we combine all these modules together to perform as a single program. Okay, module. Okay. Non-module, so basically non-module, we didn't use any user-defined function. So it is just straight away structure. Okay, no module applied in this kind of program structure. Okay, so what is it related with this one then? PAC, IC, IPO. Okay, firstly, PAC. First, PAC. Okay, PAC is used to define a problem. Okay, once we get a problem, so we want to analyze the problem. So what analyze in terms of what then? In terms of the very basic information that we can obtain from the problem, such as what is the inputs, okay, what is the possible input that we can produce, okay, from our program, okay, that want to solve the problem, and what are the process, okay, what are the calculation and process, what are the outputs, okay, something like that. Very basic analysis of the problem. So this is PAC. PAC is applicable to both non-module and module function, a module type of program design. Applicable both. Okay, and then we have IC and IPO. Okay, IC and IPO is only applicable when we want to design a module program. Okay, when we want to design a program that applying the module structure, so we use IC and IPO. Okay, because it will define, okay, each of the modules each of the module characteristic. Okay. And then we are going to have, okay, pseudocode, algorithm and flowchart. This comes together. Okay. Pseudocode, I'm putting algorithm or flowchart. Okay, so basically, if you are designing a program, you are not going to apply these three together. No, you choose either one. Most of the time, we use algo and flowchart lah. Pseudo ni is really informal way to design a program. So either you use pseudocode, algorithm, or flowchart, and also applicable to both non-module and module. Okay, both can use any of these three. This is the step. So after PAC, IC and IPO, if it is a module, if not, straight away to ni lah, pseudo, algo or flowchart. Okay. And lastly, we have dash checking. Okay, dash checking is last step. Last step. Okay, ini arrow ni betulnya arrow anak panah ke sini, arrow lah. So dash check is last we perform to check the correctness of algorithm. Only for algorithm, not for flowchart or pseudocode. Only for algorithm dash checking. Okay, clear the relationship of all these elements. So you need to know the relationship first. Otherwise, you are going to wonder, why I need to do this and why I need to do PAC when I want to apply IC, IPO. So first you need to understand the flow first. Okay, then we are going to start with the sequential logic structure. Okay, that's why I said this is not only for sequential logic structure only. This is applicable for all program structure lah. The combination of sequential, looping and decision. Decision tu, if in the YouTube video earlier, decision tu selection lah. Selection and decision it's the same Okay, sequential logic structure ni as you can see from the video kan, earlier video, it is a very simple logic structure. Tak ada lagi yang basic. It is a basic kan. Okay. So we are going to see first if you get the problem kan. So if you get the problem, first you need to separate lah. Okay, as I mentioned, you need to separate the problem. You need to extract the information from the problem and separate it into 3 category. Okay, input, output, and process. Okay, so that's why we come up with the PAC. So how to write a PAC? Like this, PAC. So this is the PAC. Okay, very simple and easy to develop. PAC. So first you write down the table. Okay, consists of 4 section kan. Ni 4 section 4 section. This is the title of each section So the first section is the given data, which is basically the inputs. Okay, given data. I just put input over here. So the formal name is of the section is given data. So make sure you put down given data. When you write down the PAC, don't put down input. Wrong Given data. Given data, it can be input, can be not input, but most of the time it is input. Alright. Required result. Required result is basically the output. Ni required result kan. So the meaning is similar with output lah. But write down as required result. And then we have processing required. Okay, processing required. So for now, okay, we stick with calculation. So any calculation for now. For now, any calculation that we have, we put in the processing required. Because currently we are discussing about sequential logic structure kan. So no looping, no decision. So what we have in the processing? Just the calculation lah. If there is a calculation. If no calculation, what we need to do? What we need to put over here? If there is no calculation, leave it empty lah. No calculation kan. Okay, solution alternative. List of idea for the solution of the problem. Okay, this is okay, I will show you some of the example later. Okay, let's look at the problem that we have. Okay, there's a very simple problem. You need to develop a program to calculate average of 5 numbers. Okay, so first you need to develop the PAC. Given data, okay, please remember given data is the inputs kan. So inputs. And since we are doing a sequential logic structure, as you can see, we need to repeat manually lah all the inputs kan. Number 1, number 2, number 3. So what is this class? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 ni we call as what?
Input.
Okay, the inputs kan. So this is the input that will be stored in the variable. If me, I prefer that you write down a formal variable name over here. So you need to follow the rules how to name a variable kan. So cannot have space kan. So cannot have space, cannot start with numbers. For example, this one you start with first number kan, 1 number. So this one, if this is the variable name, then it's wrong lah kan. Use formal variable name. So this is not the value Don't get it wrong Number 1 not meaning that the value is 1. For example, user enter the first number is 10 So the value of number 1 is 10 lah. We are not putting a value inside of the given data. We are putting only the variable that is storing the value. Okay, value can be varies. It can be interchangeable. What important is the variable that holds the value. Okay, understand? And then over here we have the output, which is the average. Or we can straight away put average. So it is understandable kan. So the requirement for naming a variable, it should be meaningful kan. It should be understandable. So average kan. If you put A kan, this is wrong A kan. Wrong should be understandable. So average Okay, average. Okay, next is the processing required. Okay. Okay, for example, over here there are two equations to calculate the average kan. First, we calculate the sum first. Okay, you may use sum, you may use total as long as it is understandable. So this is the first we need to calculate. Okay, so use formal variable equation formal. Okay. Okay, this is consists of two equation. Or let's say if you want to combine the equation into one, also can. So what if you have 10 equation involved in the program? So list down all 10 equation that is available in your program, that can be available in your program So right now we just list everything that is possible. That is a PHC. Just list down everything that is possible. Not in the correct sequence. No, we didn't care about the sequence, which one come first, which one come second. No, we just concerned about what should be inside of the program. So just list everything. The equation. And lastly, the solution alternative. Okay. Solution alternative is any solution, anything that you find can have an alternative way to do it. Okay. So normally we just put it like this If you didn't find anything, you fikir pecah kepala fikir kan, tak fikir nak apa solution alternative that you can think of so just put something like this So define the numbers numbers in this one, or you may write down in details. Define number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 and number 5 as constant. Okay, it can be constant. For example it can be constant in your program. Okay, you want to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a constant. So, but if you want to make it as a constant, user cannot input the value if it is a constant, most probably user cannot input the value, most probably but another way is you may define number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 as input value. Okay, so when you define it as input value, meaning it is not a constant. Okay, so it is a normal variable. So the value can be determined by the user user yang key in. User will key in the value, not constantly defined by the program kan. So which one is the best way to be the solution? So if you think that the second way, the normal variable is the best solution alternative, then you put star on it. Okay, if you think that constant is the best solution for your program, then you put star in front of constant. You understand me, class?
And understand, yeah. Okay.
Okay, simple kan?
So, sir, when we do the tutorial, we do like this, exactly like this.
Yeah, exactly like this.
Right.
Okay. This is what I mean. If you couldn't find anything for the solution, just copy and paste this solution.
Boleh, sir.
Just change this to the specific variables based on your problem. Okay, this is numbers that's why it putting the numbers as an input If let's say your input is CPA. So CPA define the CPA as constant. This one define CPA as input value. Example Okay. Alright. So this is a second example. Okay, you need to develop a program that able to calculate the volume of a cube. So cube cube is segi empat sama kan. So all the edge is similar. That's why over here given data which is the input kan. The input that input can be two class. It can be two types of input. First, input from user. So input from user is mainly when user type something to their keyboard. Okay, when you run the program and then user need to type something, for example name ke numbers ke, okay, for the program to process, and then it is input from user. Another input is input from the program itself. So in the coding, okay, not from the user, in the coding already defined the value of some of the variable. That one also considered as input, but input from the program. Okay. So over here is the age. Okay, age user need to enter kan. User need to enter the age. And then user need to enter only once because the value of the age is similar kan, for the cube. And then this is a volume. Okay, you may write down volume only. And this is the equation. Okay, and this is the solution alternative kan. But define the age as constant. Define the age as input value and then you put star kan. So this is much more suitable for your solution. Alright. Okay. So once you finish with this, right? And then when you are required to develop your program using module structure. So you need to follow this this sequence The next is you need to develop the IC. Okay, so IC ni basically also is very simple IC is where you show the all the available modules in your program. So you just list down all the available modules and then you show the connection between all these modules. Which modules come first, which module comes second, and so on. Okay. Again, this is very easy. Don't worry. This is the very easy. Okay, there are two types. First is procedural programming, okay, which is top-down method. And then another one is object-oriented programming, which is event-driven. The one that we are going to use in this subject and also for next semester programming technique class is based on the procedural programming. Okay, for object-oriented, there will be one subject, okay, that will cover object-oriented programming. So we are not going to cover in this subject just a brief example, brief example to compare between procedural and object-oriented programming. IC only IC. We are talking about IC So this is the structure of procedural programming for IC IC procedural programming. Okay, first you must have control module. Okay, control module ni, for example, in this case you want to write down a program to calculate average 5 numbers and then what is the name of your program? For example, program to calculate average and you make it short average average program So you take that name and you put it in your IC over here. Average control. Okay. So this representing the main module. Okay, the main module is the module that is going to be executed first. When you run a program that have example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 module including the control over here. Kan? This is 5 plus 1. We have 6 modules. When you run a program, when the compiler run a program that consists of 6 or more maybe modules, so which module should be executed first? The compiler will search for the main module. So how we determine main module in our IC? By putting control in the name of the module lah. Okay, you understand So this is the main module that will be executed first. And then from this module, okay, we are going to design which module should be second, which module should be first, and so on. Okay, that's why you see the numbers the number is actually optional lah. But if you can see 000 meaning this is the main. Okay, this is 100, so this is the first priority module. This is the second. This is third. Okay, and if there's a module within a module, within a module there's another module. For example, this is a module, and then within the module we have another module, okay, which is we call as sub-level module. You see the number will follows the parent module. Okay, this is 2, this is also 2, and then the following is 100. This is 2. Meaning that this is first, this is second priority. Okay. Alright. Okay, this is explanation. Okay. Another elements for IC. As you can see over here, we are not talking about a specific decision or looping in our design. We are over here, we are designing a decision that can be susah nak explain kalau tak masuk lagi decision punya ni kan. You just understand this class. If let's say somehow in your program there's a decision to be made, okay, to differentiate between for example, if the question is true over here, for example, the question apa example, if average is less than 10 kan, example kan, less than 10. So if it is true, meaning that average is less than 10, so execute module 4. If false, okay, if average is not less than 10 kan, so if it is false, then execute module 5. So not for it is not always apa ni saya cakap ni. Okay, at one running time kan, so it is either module 4 and module 5 that's going to be executed, not both. Okay, if you didn't put this symbol kan, if there's no decision, something like this, no decision kan, meaning that the program will execute module 4 and module 5. Okay. Okay. If you put this symbol, it will execute either module 4 or module 5. Either one only. Okay, understand for whatever reason kan, that you need to design your program to have a decision that will determine the modules, so you need to put this symbol, the diamond symbol. Diamond only not the circle. The circle is for explanation the diamond symbol. Diamond symbol. Understand class? Diamond symbol?
Faham.
Faham.
Alright. Simple kan?
Sir.
Okay, and then for whatever reason also, you want module 3 to be repeated many times. 2 times, 3 times kan, based on user determination kan. If user want to repeat 3 times, it will repeat 3 times for example kan. So you want a particular module to be repeated, okay, in your program, you need to put this symbol, the black symbol okay, at the top of the module, meaning that in your program only module 3 will be repeated, the rest only executed once. If you want all the modules to be repeated, so what you should do, you should put this black over this circle over here, the circle over here as well, meaning that all the modules is going to be repeated. Alright. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good. Another symbol is duplicate. Okay, duplicate. As you can see over here, module 1 and module 4 have duplication symbol over here. Meaning what? Although the numbers is different, okay, this is to show the hierarchy. However, the functionality is exactly the same. This is a copy paste. Okay, module 1 and module 4 is exactly the same. The coding, the variable use, the parameter, the operator, everything is copy and paste. Okay, copy module 4 is copying everything, every coding from module 1. Okay, duplicate. Alright. Duplication Okay, so let's have a look at the example Okay, so let's say we have we have average tadi lah, okay, average. Let's say you are not sure whether you need to put repetition or not. So just leave it with no repetition let's say if you want to have a repetition then you need to put where you need the program to repeat it modules. For example, over here, and then you need to put the what we call it some kind of the rules okay. So how you want the program to repeat, how you want the module to repeat until no more subjects, for example. Okay, bear in mind this is early stages of program design so early stage. Okay, we don't have the algorithm, we don't have the details of the program yet. Okay, we just want to apa kita panggil brainstorming, something like that okay, brainstorming kan. So it's very simple. Okay, you put the condition of the looping, okay, until no more subject. If there's a subject, it will repeat module read, it will repeat module calculate, it will repeat module print. Is it? No, right? Print only once. No symbol repetition. So it repeat read, calculate, read, calculate, read, calculate, read, calculate. Finish. Okay, print one time. Okay, no more subject. Okay, print. So this is also the very basic of IC. So let's say if you don't know how to write IC, this is the answer. No, without this one okay. If you don't know what to write so don't put the repetition symbol just leave it empty over here and put the control your program name and control. Okay, put read, put calculate, put print. Okay, most probably you will get full mark for IC okay, boleh read meaning that we put all the process that related with input. Okay. For example, in this case, we have input number 1, input number 2, input number 3, input number 4, input number 5. So we group all these 5 process kan. Process of inputting 5 numbers, there are 5 process lah kan. Input number 1, input number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. 5 process. We group all these together and we put the process inside of module read. Okay. And then for the calculation, module calculation, what should be put inside of this module? This process kan. The calculation involved, for example, these 2 calculation. Okay, there are 2 process lah, meaning that there are 2 process kan. This have 5 process. This have 2 process kan. So this is the first process, calculating the total. The second process, calculating the average. So all these 2 process will be put inside of module calculate. Understand class? So inside module, okay, good. Inside of module print, we have this process. Okay, the process to display average. Okay, display average to where? To computer screen lah kan. Computer screen So the program the kind of program that we are discussing in this subject is only the program that can be solved by computer meaning that by your laptop or PC lah. Because we have also computer program for robotics kan. So the output is not going to be something that you can see from the screen kan. The output maybe in the form of movement of the gear, for example kan. Macam mana tengok kan? kan. So that's not kind of problem that we are discussing over here kan. Okay. So output, when we say output is something that user can see from the screen. Apa kan? Contohnya, user can see the answer of average kan. Alright. Okay, so this is another example. Okay, let's say if you have if you want to differentiate between if you want to make your life complicated you can make it easy but you want to make it complicated for example this is an example so you divide the input process into 2 more sub module first, this is meaning to input level because this is input so this is to input level. This is a module specifically to input subject, and you put decision symbol over there, meaning that when you want to read, either you read level only or you read subject. Okay, and not you lah, the system read ni input read not reading bukan input. Okay, this is module for input. Input read. You can use read, you can use input, as long as when people read your IC, they will understand, oh, this is module for input process. Okay, the keyword tu lah important For example, this one you don't want to use print you use display also can or over here you want to be specific, you want to put the name calculate fees also can you want to be specific so name is up to you, but important is whether people can understand or not. If people can understand the meaning of the names, then it's okay. Okay, any questions so far class?
Sir,
Yeah.
yang number dalam kotak tu memang kena tulis
Okay, these numbers, For me, it's optional. But let's say if there's a question that you need to fill in, what should be the numbers over here? What should be the numbers? So you must know what you need to fill in lah. But if let's say the question generally asks you to develop IC based on this problem kan, so it is optional for you to use numbers. Okay, just write down name of the module already okay lah. Unless the question asks you to write down numbers Boleh
Boleh sir.
Alright. Okay, so this is an example of IC that applied object-oriented programming. So you want to develop a program, Java program kan? Java is object-oriented programming, for example kan? You want to develop example Java mobile application using Android Studio. Android Studio is 100% using Java. Java is object-oriented programming. So you need to apply this kind of IC. So how you want to develop IC kan? For object-oriented programming program, something like this. You see, there are no top-down approach. Okay, you can straight away start your program with module 6, for example. No problem kan? You can straight away start your program with module 3. No problem. Okay, that's why you see the structure. Suddenly there are module 3 over here, then module 3 again over here. Okay, because the design is not fixed. The hierarchy is not fixed like this lah. Okay, for object-oriented programming. This one you are going to learn this in details in subject object-oriented programming lah. Okay. Okay, this is also another example of very simple OOP punya IC you see the difference. Can compare lah with this one kan totally different kan. This is, we can see a traditional method of designing a program lah. Okay, so this is OOP example. And then, okay, once we are done listing all the possible module, okay, this is, okay, the reason why we develop the IC is we want to determine if you want to use a module in our program, what module should we have? Okay, so once we already determine all the modules possible, okay, in our program, then the next step is to develop the IPO. Okay, so basically IPO is the details. Okay, what should be inside of what processes should be inside should be put inside of all the modules that we define in IC. Okay, so we already have the list of all the modules in IC. Next is to define each of the process belongs to which module. Okay, so for that you need to draw the IPO. Also consists of 4 sections, but you see the title of the section is different from the PhD kan. PhD also 4 kan. But this is straightforward input because it is straightforward variable for input only. Okay, in PhD you may put something else in the given data. Later on nanti dalam decision apa nanti mungkin kita akan gunakan something else nanti tu kemudian Okay, input so basically input just a variable, input variable. Okay, processing, all the processing involved. Okay, modules reference. Okay, the name of the module, and this is the variable related to output. Okay, let's have a look at the example. Okay, you need to develop calculator, okay, to calculate fees for a student in a tuition center. So given to you the input. The input is already given to you, and user need to insert. You see, this is the keyword that you need to understand lah. You see in the case study mention insert kan, meaning that input lah kan. So this is input. So what is the input? Insert level. Level is possible variable for input kan. And then subject. User need to input, user need to insert level and subject. So level is one variable, subject is another. Okay, can I put input So we put input over here kan. Can I put UPSR, PT3, SPM, STPM as the input class? Can or cannot? Apa dia? Boleh ke?
Boleh.
Tak boleh.
Yan,
Cannot.
tu processing kan sir.
Intel level.
Okay. Okay, this is common mistake. Don't worry. This is common mistake. Even student in programming technique also make the same mistake. So you define this as a variable, but this one actually is a value. So you need to differentiate between variable and value. Okay, value is value lah, the one that we store inside of variable. Okay, the one that we put in our design is not value kan. We put variable because value can be changed kan, while the variable is fixed. Okay, so when we design a program, we concern more on the variable, not the value kan. The value tu kemudian come second. So value, don't put value lah. Okay, value kan. For example, level of study dia tak letak 1 kan. If over here we know that user need to enter apa? 1, 2, 3, 4 kan. Let's say kata level of study UPSR kan, no 1 kan, UPSR. And then PT3, SPM, no number 2 ni kan, for example kan. So you will get confused kan. What should I put as input UPSR ke PT3, SPM ke STPM So if you put UPSR, PT3, SPM, STPM as the input, then you will get 0 for the input because that one is a value So we put over here, we only put variable that holds the value. Okay, same goes to this one BM, BI, Math, Science, that is a value. Okay, what we are concerned is the variable that holds the value, subject. Okay, this one is also up to you. If you want to name the variable as subject, you may put subject. If you want to name it as apa? Course, you may put course kan, COURSE for example. It's up to you kan. Okay, clear What should be put in input section is the variable involved as a input. So how to know the variable used as an input? So search for the keywords. Insert, input, for example, user need to type. Okay. User need to type level of study. Type kan, user need type to input lah. Alright. You need to, this requires exercise lah. Okay lah Kena tengok contoh-contoh soalan, okay, previous semester questions, okay, try to do it. Okay, and then processing. Okay, processing is not over here, it doesn't mean 100% about calculation. Processing covers everything. Okay, starting with the inputs. Okay, it is some kind of the flow lah. Okay, processing ni adalah flow. Okay, overall flow of your program. Okay, starting with enter level and then enter subject. Okay, this must follows the variable input. Okay, you see over here, level. Okay, enter level. Okay, so we further details up what level do kan. So level is going to be used in the input process. So what is the keyword for input process? Enter. This is the same. So you may use input pun boleh kan. So meaning that it is input process lah. Enter kan. Okay. And follows by the module name. Okay, this is where we define. This process belong to which module, this process belong to which module. Okay, we define over here. Okay, so meaning that inside of module read, we have two process. Okay, first process, second process. Okay, we have two process in module read. Okay, next after getting the input, okay, next process is calculation. Okay, you may write down like this, or you may write down the complete equation. Calculate fees, for example, equal to example, study multiply by subject. Example kan. You may write down the complete equation. Macam pula benda ni Okay. Itu Okay. So you put calculate. Okay. For example over here tadi saya ada tukar tak tadi? Calculate fees kan. So if in your IC you put calculate fees, you don't put calculate over here. Wrong lah. It doesn't tally with the IC. This one should, all this should tally with your IC. If you put calculate fees in your IC, and then in IPO also use calculate fees. Okay. This one you use input in your IC, then put input lah. Don't put read Okay. Then after getting the value of fees, so the system will print the value fees on the screen kan. So print fees, meaning that this is output process. Okay. And this is the module. The module that will be storing this process. And this is the output variable. This is the output variable. You see this is in line with this. In line sama line You see over here no you don't put level over here. Because this is input process. Input doesn't have output. If, for example, you need to also print the value of level. You need to print the value of level. Level, where should I put it, class? Okay, first we get the input from user kan, which is level kan. Then after that we want to print the value of level. What should I do? Huh? What should I do, class? Any idea? You cannot
Sir,
put like this.
can you repeat the question? I didn't catch the question.
Okay, for example, in this program, okay, we know that after getting the input from user, which is level and subject, it will calculate the fees, kan? And then after calculating the fees, the program will display, kan? Display the output on the screen, which is fees lah, the value of fees. Kan? So what user can see is what? User can only see the value of fees. Betul? User cannot see the value of level and subject because we didn't print it, kan? Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let's say if you want to make user able to see the value of level, what should we do?
Change the read to print.
Change read to print. Change over here, is it?
We make a
That
previous
process.
copy.
Okay, we go one by one. Okay, possibility one by one.
We make a duplicate module.
Duplicate module. Okay,
Yeah.
kita tengok kemudian. Okay, the first one, let's say if we change this into print, so what will happen? If we change this into print, okay, print is output process. Okay, so you cannot put input process inside of print module because print is only for output. So cannot, and you cannot put this over here, okay, because this is for input. So it will be bercelaru, kan? Tak boleh. So input don't if it is for the input process, so leave it as an input. Don't touch it. Okay, jangan kacau, kan? So what you need to do is you need to go back to the PAC. Okay, go back to the PAC. Tak ada pula PAC ni. Okay, okay, PAC tadi ada ke PAC dia tadi? Tak ada. Tak ada. Okay, so the PAC, okay, the PAC is level, kan? Level and subject. Okay, the output is fees, kan? So what we should do is we need to add another variable over here, which is apa?
Display.
Level.
Level. Variable only, kan? Only variable. Okay, PAC we put only variable. This is PAC. Okay, so what we want to make as the output, we put in the required result. You may repeat lah. Tak ada masalah, kan? Nak repeat the input again over here. Boleh lah. So this is used for input and it can also use as the output. Boleh lah, tak ada masalah, kan? So let's say if you want to display subject also can. Okay. So let's say user masukkan enter subject level 1, subject 2. So over here user will be able to see again the value that they insert earlier. So they can see value 1, they can see value 2 on their screen. Okay, once the program finish calculating the fees. Okay, along with the fees lah. Fees of course lah, user can be able to see, kan. Okay, understand this part? Okay, you may repeat. You may repeat the input variable inside of the output section. If you want to make it as if you want to make the input as the output. Okay, next. If you change it over there, so it will reflect, is it going to reflect your IC class? Is it? Is it going to reflect the IC? Mana IC tadi? Huh? Ada idea? Are you going to need to change anything over here?
I don't think so.
Correct. Okay. No need to change everything, anything over here kan? Because this is already apa? Okay. The one that we are changing is the process within the module, not the module itself kan? The module stays like it is kan? The one that you are going to add is the process within the module kan? So then get confused eh? So the process lah. Module kan? Process is within the module kan? Module stays eh? No need to change. As long as, ada condition eh? As long as you didn't change anything over here. So it stays as it is. Unless if you add another module. For example, you add read to kan? For whatever reason I'm saying for whatever reason, you put read to over here. So you need to add another module over here. Okay, you need to add another module which is read to. Over here you need to add read to. You understand eh? Understand guys?
Yes.
Boleh lah. Yeah.
Yes.
If you add new module over here, you need to also change in your IC. So if no new module, then it stays. Okay. Okay. Now we get back to the level and subject kan. So we make level and subject as the output. So where we should put it in our process in the IPO kan. So clearly you cannot mix up with the input process kan. Input is the input. So you need to add process specifically to print level and subject. So where do you want to print it? It's up to you lah. If you want to print it after you print fees, then you must put it over here. If you want to print level and subject before you print fees, so you make the process over here. Understand? For example, print level. You want to print it over here. Okay, and then you want to print subject. Put it over here. Okay? Kena tambahlah sini. Tambah modul. Print lah. Kan? You don't put read eh. Because this is to display kan. So what else should I put guys? What else?
Output.
Yeah, correct.
Output sir.
Correct. Oh, kan. After kan. Betul? Subject. Ya. Tak nak ikut pula dia. Ish. Lebih kurang Okay. Okay, level. Nampak? Level. Subject. Okay, this is for fees. Okay. Print. You got print. You got output. Okay, output module, you put output variable over here. Okay, over here empty because you cannot mix output and input. Okay, and finally, okay, you end the process. Okay, this got marks over here class. Sometimes you forget to put end to your process. And meaning that you are returning back the process to the main module. Okay, so once the program finish, okay, the flow of compiler ni, okay, the flow of compiler ni, okay, once the program finish running, okay, first running it will read the main module, which is the control. And then we go to specific module. So once the program is finished, it will return back, okay, to the main module. It will end. It will not end over here. It will return back to the main module. Okay, if you have more than one module. So that's why over here we put end. And we state the control module over here. Okay, we return back to the main module. Okay, understand? Boleh kelas? Simple
Faham?
Alright.
Okay.
Boleh tahan sir.
Okay, this is another example that you may look at, okay, later on. Okay, simple example. And also this is another example. Okay, for example, to write down program to calculate the area of a triangle. Given to you the equation. If the question give you equation, then it's much easier for you to develop the solution. Otherwise, you need to think out what should be possible equation for your problem, for your program. Okay, you may look at the solution over here. Alright, this one Okay, ni saya akan tunjuk ni kan kamu confused pula kan. Okay, this is the IPO to calculate the triangle tadi kan. So this is the IPO pula. Ni PAC Nanti tukar kat nota tu. PAC. Okay, PAC, this is the input. Okay, user enter the height and length. Okay, the output, the display output is area. Okay, how do you want to determine what should be the output class? Okay, let's say if the question is something like this. Okay, it doesn't specify. It doesn't specify the output for the program. Tak ada kan? It doesn't mention that user should be able to display the value of area only. For example, the statement like that. It doesn't mention over here kan. So it is up to you how you want to design your program. So you may put minimum The minimum for the output is area kan. So once it pop up the area value to your screen, then mission accomplished kan. Otherwise, let's say the question specifically mentioned that you need to print, user need to be able to view the value of height, length, and area. So that if that is a question, then you need to have three You need to have three outputs. Okay. So read the question carefully. Okay. Alright. So in this case, you may put just one output. Okay. This is the calculation. Okay. Calculation should be formal computer calculation. Okay. This is the solution alternative. Okay. So, as you can see, height and length is mentioned over here because both is input so it can be constant and it can be normal variable, and normal variable is chosen to be the best solution for your program. Put star in front of it. So this is the IC. Okay, this is what I said, the most basic. Let's say you cannot think of another way to write down the IC. So this is the basic. So the basic is you differentiate between read, calculate and print. What if the program doesn't have any calculation, guys? Doesn't have any calculation. Should I put calculate module over here?
No.
No lah. If there's no calculation at all in your program, don't put calculate module in. So it's going to be wrong lah. So this is the only IC. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, consists of 3 modules. Alright, if no calculation Okay, so this is the IPO. As you can see, it is using number kan. No, the correct one is I prefer for me lah. For me, I prefer you use the name lah. Okay, use the name. Okay, the name is read, calculate, print. So read lah. You see the number is similar kan, indicating the number of read kan. But normally we use module name read, calculate, print, calculate, area control. Okay, this is the answer. Alright. Okay, any last question? Kan ada banyak question. Simple je ni
Sir,
Yeah.
it is compulsory for us to write a number in the IC chart.
No, not compulsory. Unless the question asks you to write down number. If no, it doesn't mention in the question to write down number, no need to write. Okay, just write the name. Sini kan, name only is enough. Ni kan tak ada. This one already enough
Oh, okay sir, thank you.
Okay. Ada lagi soalan? Tak ada?
Sir,
Ya.
if the question asks to write the number, so we have to write the number in 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir?
Yeah.
You said that we have to end the program, right?
Yes.
And then we go back to the first the first module on top, right?
Yes.
Wasn't that is input?
Input, sorry.
I mean the first module.
Okay.
On the IC.
Yes.
Wasn't that is input?
You mean this input?
No, I mean the first module up there.
This one?
Yeah.
This is
Is
input.
Wasn't that is input?
Oh no. This is what we call as the main module. Okay. Main module, the process within the main module is not specified in this. There's no process specified for the main module over here. Main module is used for the compiler. Okay, for example, we have 4 modules over here. Okay, so when we run the program, the compiler, if you doesn't specify which of these 4 modules is a control, meaning that the compiler will not know which module it must run first. Okay, that's why we must specify over here control, meaning that we define this module as the main module, so that once we run the program, the compiler will read, bukan read, the compiler will run, we run this module first. Okay, this is what the function of the module control. It control all the rest of the module. Okay, it will start over here. Your program will start over here, then it will go to each of the rest of the module. Okay, that's why once the program is finished, for example, it finish up until this print, and then finish, it will return back the process to the main module. That's what this means, and it will return back to the calculate distance control, the main module. Okay, not an input, bukan input. Okay, boleh?
Yes.
Alright.
Actually, so I have another question.
Okay.
The operation, this modular operation.
Okay.
Does it have higher priority?
Okay, this one priority. Modular.
No. Yeah.
Meaning, which module should we execute first?
No. So, I didn't. What I meant is the modular operation. 5 mod 2 equals to 1. The modulo.
Which one? Modulo? Oh, modulo.
Yeah.
MOD.
Yeah.
The operator.
Yeah. Does it have higher priority than other operation?
Okay, if you refer back to the hierarchy, okay, the table of hierarchy. This one. Do you mean this mode?
Yeah.
Of course, if compared to multiplication and this is normal division, and you see it is higher. So if you found mode with multiplication, okay, you must solve mode first. Is it what you mean?
Yes.
Okay, you found mode and plus and minus in the same equation. So you must solve mode first. That's why this table is very important. Okay, for example, you have mode and OR in the same equation. So you solve mode first. But if you have mode and power, okay, you must solve power first. All right. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay. Any other question? Tak ada, Okay, if no, this is the attendance for today. Okay. Tak ada kan? Okay, once you fill in the attendance, then okay, you may dismiss lah. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you. Assalamualaikum. Okay, remember tomorrow we are not going to have live session. So you may complete the lab exercise and submit through Kalam. That will consider as your attendance for the lab session. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye,
sir.
Good night, sir.
Thank you, 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 sir.